Before directing massive hits like Crazy Rich Asians or In the Heights, Jon M. Chu was just a young dreamer blending dance, film, and technology on his YouTube channel through the groundbreaking project The LXD. There, he explored his passion for movement, music, and visual storytelling. 3 elements that now define his signature style as a filmmaker. But stay until the end of the video to understand why he was always the perfect choice to direct Wicked. Today, Chu brings together everything that shaped him. His love for musicals, his obsession with choreography, and his unique ability to move audiences through the camera. The story of how a kid with a home video camera ended up directing one of the most anticipated musicals of the decade is, in itself, a movie about believing in your dreams, creativity, and the magic of show business.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jon M. Chu.
It's Jon M.
What's up, guys?
Chu.
It's Jon M. Chu here.
What's up, guys? It's Jon M. Chu. What's going on? Jon M. Chu here.
What's going on, guys? It's Jon M. Chu.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jon M. Chu.
What's going on, guys? Jon M. Chu here.
What's going on, guys? Jon M. Chu.
And I am Jon M. Chu, the director of Wicked. And this is
Jon M. Chu.
Jonathan Murray Chu was born in Palo Alto, California, and grew up in Los Altos. He's the youngest of 5 siblings. His parents are Asian immigrants. His mother, Ruth Chu, was born in Taiwan, and his father, Lawrence Chu, was born in Sichuan Province, China. The Chu family is well known in the area for their popular restaurant, Chef Chu's. As a kid, Jon received a video camera from his mother so he could record family trips. But instead, he started making home movies, with his siblings as the actors. Those early experiments sparked his lifelong passion for filmmaking. He attended Pinewood School from kindergarten through high school, and later studied at the USC School of Cinematic Arts, where he earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Film and Television Production. During his college years, Chu won several prestigious student awards, including the Princess Grace Award, the Kodak Student Filmmaker Award, the ADL Dore Sherry Award. He was also recognized by the IFPA West Project, Involved Program for Emerging Filmmakers. One of his early student short films was titled When the Kids Are Away. That project opened an unexpected door. It caught the attention of the William Morris Agency, which brought him into larger, more ambitious productions. These early connections helped him break into the professional world even before graduating. A defining moment in his early career as a student came when he met Steven Spielberg, and actually managed to impress him with one of his first pieces of work. For a young filmmaker, that kind of validation was life-changing.
It's Jon M. Chu, the director of Step Up 2.
His first big break arrived in 2008 at just 29 years old with Step Up 2, The Streets. After the huge success of the first film, led by Channing Tatum, Disney wanted to expand its appeal to a young audience, especially after the phenomenon of High School Musical. A sequel to Step Up was only a matter of time. Jon Chu was the perfect choice. A young, rising director with a passion for music, rhythm, and musical storytelling. This movie became his turning point, launching him fully into the world of commercial filmmaking. Choreography, dance, music, genres that allowed him to merge visual style with emotional storytelling, became his signature.
What's going on, guys? It's Jon M. Chu, the director of Step Up 2 and Step Up 3.
Just 2 years later, he delivered a third installment, Step Up 3. Jon M. Chu envisioned the film as an opera of movement. It also became the first dance musical shot entirely with digital 3D cameras. The film was shot almost completely in New York City, especially across Brooklyn and Manhattan. This new installment started to reveal the full extent of his talent, especially his ability to craft elaborate choreography and visual staging, the very elements that helped turn the Step Up franchise into a worldwide hit. Building on those experiences, he launched a YouTube channel where he invited new dance talents to participate in musical projects. For many aspiring dancers dreaming of appearing in music videos and jumpstarting their careers, this was groundbreaking. From that initiative, the Legion of Extraordinary Dancers, better known as LXD, was born. It was a web series that blended different dance styles, influenced by music videos, and the dance culture Jon already understood so well from his films.
What's going on, YouTubers? So, a couple weeks ago, I announced a brand new secret project. We released a video dedicated to dancers everywhere that you can check out right here. Ding! Can we add a ding later in the edit? Okay.
As a fun bit of trivia, just a year earlier, Jon M. Chu had started a dance battle against Miley Cyrus and Mandy Giroux. Through their YouTube channel, The Miley and Mandy Show, the challenge gained a massive following, with fans inspired by the creative choreography on both sides. The battle became so viral that it was ultimately settled live at the Teen Choice Awards.
What's going on, Miley and Mandy? It's Jon M. Chu, the director of Step Up 2, The Streets, to the biggest online dance battle in YouTube history.
In 2010, he faced two projects that never made it to production. Sony had announced a new adaptation of The Great Gatsby, and Chu was originally approached by the studio. However, Warner Brothers ended up securing the rights to the 1925 novel and moved forward with the film, eventually choosing Baz Luhrmann as director. He also came close to directing a new musical-style film, a modern remake of Bye Bye Birdie, the 1963 movie based on the book of the same name and inspired by Elvis Presley's drafting into the U.S. Army. Sony ultimately backed away due to concerns about committing to a large budget. Without a doubt, this musical remains an unrealized dream for many fans who would love to see Chu bring it to life one day.
Hi guys, Jon M. Chu here, the director of Justin Bieber Never Say Never.
In 2011, he directed a documentary about Justin Bieber's My World Tour titled Never Say Never. The film also explores Bieber's early years, including home videos recorded by his mother when he was a kid. Several celebrities make brief appearances as well, including Miley Cyrus, Sean Kingston, and Jaden Smith. The reception was so strong that Chu was invited back to direct the sequel, Justin Bieber's Believe, which focused on a new tour and showcased Bieber's transformation from a young talent into one of the biggest teenage stars of the moment.
Let's go, New York!
By 2013, Paramount trusted him with a completely different kind of project, a genre he had never explored before. Still, he accepted the challenge of directing G.I. Joe, Retaliation. This film had nothing to do with musicals, but it offered him the chance to prove he could work outside the world of dance and avoid being typecast as the musical guy. This sequel took on a much more serious tone than the first entry. Chu's influence came through in the fight choreography and in his insistence on practical effects. He pushed for less CGI and more real stunts. The pacing was solid, the visuals were stronger, and with stars like The Rock and Bruce Willis joining the cast, the film had the potential to become a massive commercial hit. And while the box office numbers were strong, critics weren't impressed, and the franchise didn't continue. In 2015, he decided to return to the place where he felt most at home, musical-style storytelling. He accepted the offer to direct Jem and the Holograms. And here came the first real stumble of his career. The film was a new adaptation of the 1985 animated series produced by Hasbro, a show known for its glam meets futuristic tone, vibrant youth culture aesthetic, catchy music, and 4 iconic villains, the Misfits. Even though the original series was created mainly to sell dolls, its reception was so strong that it lasted 3 years. The movie attempted to reimagine the plot in a more realistic, grounded way, closer to a typical modern teen drama. But it failed to connect with audiences. Chu's idea was to reinterpret the story as a modern fable for the rising YouTube era. But fans of the original 80s series rejected it, because the futuristic glam identity had completely vanished. And the new generation didn't feel any connection to the characters or the tone. The result? The movie made only half of its already modest budget. Jon M. Chu walked away with an important lesson. Never give in to studio or marketing pressure at the cost of the story. After all, toy companies that finance movies often care far more about merchandise sales than about the script itself.
There ain't no roof, man. If you got young blood, live the party. Red hot, feeling naughty. Jam is my name. We are the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits.
In 2016, he directed Now You See Me Too. Following the success of the first film, the sequel kept the original cast and aimed for a lighter, more visually driven tone. Initially, the plan was to maintain the suspense thriller style mixed with magic, but Chu's approach focused on spectacle. The magic tricks became increasingly complex and surreal, and the action scenes were designed to feel more dynamic and entertaining. Despite these ambitions, the reviews ended up being mixed, and audience interest dipped slightly. The film's heavy reliance on CGI and its limited character development were its weakest points.
Ta-da!
Still, it performed well at the box office.
What's going on? I'm Jon M. Chu, and this is my new film, Crazy Rich Asians.
Then came 2018, a major turning point in his career. Crazy Rich Asians. It became one of his most celebrated projects, featuring a predominantly Asian cast and giving many actors a long-awaited opportunity to break into the English-speaking market. The film wasn't just a romantic comedy. It was a cultural milestone. Jon M. Chu has said that early in his career, he often tried to hide his Asian identity when working on big studio projects, out of insecurity, and only later began embracing his voice openly in his films. Crazy Rich Asians received glowing reviews and became a commercial hit that caught the attention of the entire industry. Based on Kevin Kwan's 2013 novel of the same name, the story revolves around love, identity, family, and navigating class differences in a world overflowing with extravagance and opulence. The movie blends drama and romantic comedy, wrapped in a visual style that was quickly becoming Chu's trademark. Costumes, music, and cinematography created an aspirational atmosphere that made the film visually irresistible to a wide audience. In 2021, he returned to the musical genre with In the Heights, based on the Broadway show of the same name. The story follows a group of characters over the course of 3 days in Washington Heights, the major Dominican neighborhood in New York City. Although the film wasn't a commercial success, in fact, it lost money, the reviews were outstanding. It delivered vibrant musical drama, energetic choreography, Latin-influenced music, and a rich display of cultural diversity. At its heart, it told a story about perseverance and resilience, centered on a young man chasing his dreams. As a fun fact, one of his children carries the middle name Heights because they were born during the film's production. And then came 2024, the moment that proved his entire career had been preparing him for the perfect job, directing the long-awaited film adaptation of Wicked. And he did not disappoint. With the largest budget he'd ever worked with, he pushed every dollar to the limit, creating breathtaking sets filled with color, imagination, and fantasy. The legendary story of The Wizard of Oz now has a bold new version, and Jon M. Chu understands exactly how to weave together the narrative, the musical beats, and the world building that brings this magical universe to life. With Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo delivering powerhouse performances, all that's left is to wait for Part 2. A finale many are predicting could be one of the biggest hits of 2025. And who knows? It might even earn Chu his first Oscar nomination for Best Director. In his personal life, Jon M. Chu has been married since 2018 to Kristen Hodge, a graphic designer and former art director at ATTN, a creative agency focused on social and political content. They have 5 children, and in a twist fit for Hollywood, their youngest daughter, Stevie Sky, was born on the very same day as the Wicked premiere, a premiere he couldn't attend because of the birth. Jon M. Chu has proven he has a unique ability to bring to the screen the kinds of musicals he once imagined alone in his room, back when his siblings were the stars of his homemade videos. Now, working with Hollywood's biggest actors, he's earned the admiration and respect of everyone who collaborates with him. Named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people, he still has a long career ahead. And there's no doubt we'll be seeing many more musicals from him.
People think I'm John Woo, which I'm not, or they think I'm John Cho, which I'm not. Jon M. Chu, there it is.
And now it's your turn. What do you think of his directing style? Which one of his films is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And tell me what other director deserves their own video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.